Hi NSW Universe. Uh, Tonight we're here in the first NSW Backyard Podcast. Our special wrestler Al is going to talk with us in this podcast. At the end of the program, you can set question two, and Al and me, Sabirillo, can answer the question. Now, Al is going to talk. Hi, Al.
Hi, Saulillo. Thank you to invite me to this interview.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? The last time that I see you was 3 weeks, I think. So I think that I don't know. How are you?
Yes, I know. I am in Madrid now because my uncle. So I'm in Madrid. The question. And I think I'm going to stay all the summer. So, what do you think about NSW Medal of Honors?
I think that it was an interesting event because there are many things that are awesome. I don't know. I think that it could be funny. There are things that we can see that obviously who's the winner. So I'm waiting for that.
And you hope you will win one Medal of Honor?
I think that the only as I present the Medal of Honor, I think that I could win it. It's a great move, a superplex and powerbomb, so it's it's so easy
Okay.
that I win.
And this question is something more or less personal. Is how did you get? Uh, how did you start in wrestling?
Uh, it was 3 years ago with a group of friends that we started to see wrestling on YouTube, on TV, and we want to try. We think that it could be dangerous, but I think that if we have a safe things, for example, protections, I think that wrestling could be safe. So we started wrestling uh, in September of uh, 2012, I think. And since that moment, wrestling for me is a special sport. I think that I could live life with wrestling.
And why did you start? I mean, it's dangerous, and I don't know. You can be injured.
Yeah, but I think that the best thing for stay every day better and be a better person is is training, and wrestling is the best sport for training. I think there be a moment that you could suffer pain and you could be hurt, and you must to learn to live with that. So it's a special. It's like a learn of life.
That's great. And what is your objective in your wrestling career?
I don't know what the future takes for me, but I think that in the future I could be a great wrestler. At the moment, I think that now I must to train and to prepare myself to do awesome things, um, and maybe learn of martial arts, and starting to another type of fighting. But I think at the moment wrestling is a good way for a start. So I don't
And
know.
would you like to be part of WWE history? I think.
WWE is the most important wrestling company in the world. So that question has no matter. All the people that have in wrestling world want to be a WWE superstar. So
And what do you think you need to be a WWE champion? Like Seth Rollins, Triple H, John Cena?
I think that I could be a champion of WWE of any other company wrestling. But
Uh,
at the moment, it's better to train, to get fitness, be stronger. I think the next year I will be a professional wrestler. Finally, at the moment it's
right.
better.
Um, how do you feel if one day you be a WWE Hall of Fame?
It's only suggestion. I don't know what the future means. Maybe in one move I could break a leg or a arm and never do wrestling more. I want, I
Now,
want, I want to be Hall of Fame, to be WWE superstar, win a championship. All the things that you say is is probably that I could do it, but at the moment, if I don't train, if I don't prepare myself well, I think that never I will be that.
uh, now you are a NSW superstar, and
Yeah.
of NSW is Backyard Wrestling. And in the first season, you were in the low card. So, what do you hope for the second season?
For the second season, I think that I could do a better things. For example, uh, fight for a championship or be the stronger man in the MLWS championship. So I don't know.
And
I like the surprise.
what do you prefer? The American Championship of the 3XA or the NSW Championship of Sarkis?
The both,
Both of them.
both of them.
So, do you would like to be?
I think that I could be.
And what is your NSW dream match?
My dream match. Uh, I think that my dream match were in Vendetta again, a 3-3 match against Sarkis and Sabilillo, I think, and win it, the championship. Maybe unified championship because there are another wrestler that could do it before me. So
Uh, in with a match with a stipulation or only a triple threat?
without disqualification, the second try, without disqualification, I think.
Without disqualification is a good match. These last days, NSW talk about a new title, the Backyard Heavyweight Championship, but it's not true yet that this title uh, can be a part can take part of a show. What do you think? Do you want the title, or you prefer only the two titles that NSW has now?
I think that it's a good idea to introduce a new title, but I think that there are not enough wrestlers on our company to do that. So I prefer to wait maybe a month, 2 months, and introduce it uh, after one or two events.
And are you agree with the American Championship, or you prefer the old SWC Spain Championship?
I prefer the All Spain Championship because we are in America. So
But the American Championship now has an importance in NSW, and is beautiful. It's not ugly. What do you think about that?
I think that we can change it. We can maybe to change that title. I mean that, for example, the actual champion 3XA changed the title because I think that it not have sense to have American championship because we are not in America, we are in Spain, so the title must be Spanish, no, not American.
That's a very good point. Uh, in NSW, it's only confirmed that it's going to be a second season, and we don't know if it could be a third or a fourth season. Would you like to be in a part of a third season or a fourth season, or do you want to finish NSW in the second season?
I would like to participate in all the season that NWS do it. Uh, but I think that this year was the last because I think that the wrestler career of anyone changed this next year. So I want to continue.
And what wrestling league uh, do you prefer? The All Spain Wrestling Championship (SWC) or New Spain Wrestling (NSW)?
It's a difficult question. I think that this this is a difficult question because um, in both company I feel well, but in SWC company I was the last champion, the last Money in the Bank champion. In
So,
SWC I have more important than in NWC.
so do you suggest NSW have a push?
Maybe.
It's something great. Uh, New Spain Wrestling, like his name says, is a backyard wrestling of Spain. It's an Spanish wrestling league, and in Spain, it's not there's not too much wrestling league, but there's one very important in Spain. It's called um, White Wolf Wrestling. It's a professional wrestling. What do you think about this wrestling league? About la Triple W?
I never watch a triple W league match. So I prefer to know what about that league, what are his superstar before enter in that league. So I think that his name means that it's awesome. So I don't know. I think that I can answer that question well.
And would you like to wrestle in White Wolf Wrestling?
I think that if I start wrestling in Triple W, I think that I could be a great wrestler. I think that my new objective in that career is enter in a professional wrestling league. I think.
That's very good. People in Spain uh, don't like too much wrestling. So, do you think it's easier be a professional wrestler in Spain than in Mexico or in United States or Japan?
I think that for be successful in this career, the best thing that we could do is to go to another country and start wrestling there, because in Spain it's too difficult to be a wrestler.
That's very good. What do you think about people who said that wrestling is false and we, the wrestler, know that we are actors?
I think that that person must to practice wrestling before say that.
Wait, wait. Uh, Repeat the answer, please, because it was too much noisy here and
Okay,
I couldn't hear you.
I think that that person who say that must to practice wrestling before say that.
Okay, that's great. Uh, what is your favorite wrestling move?
I can't choose another move
Why?
because there are a lot of moves that I like. Say one move is like a lie, so I couldn't choose any of them moves. For example, I like suplex, I like power bombs, I like arm drags, I like gyro.
How did you think in alternative suplex? I mean, how did you create this move?
I think that uh, suplex that I said before are one of my favorite moves. So I think that suplex, alternative suplex, I like because it's too difficult to do it because you must to have the enough strength to do it. I think that it's easy to see that move, but it's too difficult to do it.
That's great. Uh, Talking about NSW again, one question I forget before. Uh, in after NSW Vendetta, 3 or 4 days before, in ES Nazari, NSW made an live tour, and this was the first time we made wrestling with public. So, how did you feel?
I feel great, very great.
Uh,
But
and did you like that?
yes, I think that I could live all my life doing that. Do a show of wrestling that the public showed. Yeah, I like that. This is awesome. I don't know. I think that for me, my favorite dream is to be wrestler and participate in all the shows that I can. It's like a feeling that you can show to other people. It's too strong for me.
It's very great. Uh, we are going to continue with the other question. Uh, for you, what was the best WrestleMania?
We're talking about WWE.
Yes.
I don't know, but I have seen all WrestleMania since 20, the WrestleMania 20, and I think that I have two that I like most. It was 21 WrestleMania Goes to Hollywood, and the last one, WrestleMania 31. I think that it was awesome.
Well, for me, WrestleMania 31 was very bad. For me, it's not was not very good, and for me was better WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan against Triple H, Randy Orton against Batista against Triple H, uh, AJ Lee against The World. Don't you think WrestleMania 30 was better than WrestleMania 31?
I think that it depends of the person because, for example, you are a person who likes Daniel Bryan career, so I think that for you WrestleMania 30 was better than 31. In my opinion, I prefer the career of Brock Lesnar, how how he lose his his championship, how the Rolling comes and win that championship. How was the last Undertaker match? And you it's unforgivable see Undertaker in this ring against Bray Wyatt. You say he's going to lose again, but no, he finished win. Or for example, the Sting versus Triple H. I think that
But I, after see WrestleMania, I thought Sting, Sting against Triple H, it will be great. But finally, the end of the match was not very good. It was only Triple H hitting Sting with a hammer. So I don't
that's
think
true.
it was a very good match like we could think. What do you think? It was a
Yeah,
very
but
match, a
yeah,
very good match.
I, it's funny because if you are hitting by a hammer, a sledgehammer, it's enough damage to be confused. So I think that the finish could be great with another end, but I think that that finish is well too. So
I think that in this match, you like the most uh, Shawn Michaels or NWO. I is true or is false?
what? Could you repeat it?
I think in this match, Triple H against Sting, the thing you like the most was the switching music of uh, Shawn Michaels or NWO in the ring. Is true or is false?
I think that I prefer. It's funny because there are two things that I like the most. I like it to see Shawn Michaels hitting with his magic leg to Sting, and I like for another hand, I like that Scott Hall tried to do a power bomb to Billy Gunn, and he couldn't do it. It was so funny, and I like. But it's no Shawn Michaels. It's DX against NW, and Shawn Michaels is like you are before in NWO and DX, and he preferred DX before NW. In my
Uh,
opinion, it was a great match, and I don't change anything.
and did you like the segment of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon with The Rock and Ronda Rousey?
Yes, I like because we can see in this part of WrestleMania that there are another kind of fighting like martial arts, and we can say that a woman like Ronda Rousey could beat or could throw to the ground to Triple H. So
And it's possible that in WrestleMania 32 we could see Ronda Rousey and The Rock against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, or The Rock against Triple H in one hand, and in the other hand, Stephanie McMahon against Ronda Rousey. Only if Ultimate Fighting Championship wants to do that, because Ronda Rousey now is on UFC. So, what do you think about these matches at WrestleMania 32?
I see that Ronda Rousey is not possible to fight in a WWE ring.
Why?
It's not like Roman. It's not like Brock Lesnar. I think that Ronda Rousey is fight in WWE ring could beat and could kill any woman of WWE company. So I think that it's more possible to see the Triple H against The Rock, the Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon.
Uh, and what was your favorite match in WrestleMania 31?
I don't know. It's difficult to choose because, how I said before, Triple H versus Sting, Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, and finally Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I think the three matches were awesome, and I let you to choose that you want to see what is the most. So
I think I will choose the main event, Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns. For me, I think that Roman Reigns and John Cena, they are, for me, the the wrestlers who can defeat Brock Lesnar. But I think that other wrestlers can't do it. What do you think about that? Only Roman Reigns and John Cena.
I think that there are another wrestler that could defeat or could beat Brock Lesnar. In my opinion, Big Show could beat Brock Lesnar, or for example, I think that Ryback could beat Brock Lesnar, or Seth Rollins could beat Brock Lesnar. John
And
Cena could beat Brock Lesnar too, and Roman Reigns too. So, for example, Triple H could beat Brock Lesnar.
if I see a match, for example, this battleground, Brock Lesnar against Seth Rollins, if I see Seth Rollins defeating Brock Lesnar, for me, it's like, whoa, So, do you think that Brock Lesnar? Do you think that Seth Rollins can defeat Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
So, your reaction is not like my reaction if Seth Rollins wins and defeats Brock Lesnar in Battleground.
Yeah, you say. I
Okay,
think that Seth Rollins will win Brock Lesnar on Battleground.
but J&J Security is going to help Seth Rollins to win or without help?
I don't know how it win, but I think that Rollins will win. So
Because I think Seth Rollins can defeat Brock Lesnar, but only if J&J Security help Seth Rollins. But
I think that the person could who help Seth Rollins in this match is Triple H. Or
Triple
for
H,
example, another superstar who hit Seth Rollins or who hit Brock Lesnar to be a disqualification and then change the championship. So
uh, you said that Triple H can help Seth Rollins to win. But it's possible that in WWE SummerSlam, Seth Rollins fight against Triple H. And would you like that this match have the stipulation of the wrestler who win the match is going to use the pedigree, and the wrestler who lose the match can't use the pedigree?
I think that in in SummerSlam, Seth Rollins will defend the title. I think that you are suggesting a finish.
Really?
Yes, because
Because
I think that it's more probable to see that Seth Rollins defending the title in SummerSlam, uh, because in my opinion, Triple H uh, could fight against Seth Rollins maybe in WrestleMania or or another event, but in SummerSlam, I think that all the things that we want to see is Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins in a triple threat, or maybe Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, like the Battle of the Shield.
I think you think that Seth Rollins will defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, but I think uh, Roman Reigns is going to have a match against Brock Lesnar with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship online in SummerSlam. Don't you think so?
I don't know. There are suggestions. The future could happen all the things and surprise us. So I don't know. Like I said before, I think that I'm thinking in Battleground to see Battleground and watch like Seth Rollins defend the Brock Lesnar title. I don't know what happened in SummerSlam. So
How do you think Sheamus can cash his money in the bank?
I think that if Sheamus cashes him Money in the Bank, he'll lose the match. I think that Sheamus is not prepared to be a WWE Heavyweight Champion.
Now I want to 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 ask you something. What do you think about CM Punk fighting in UFC?
I think that CM Punk is not prepared to fight in a UFC ring
Why?
because I have read another documents and his CM Punk's trainer say that he's a good fighter for UFC, but he thinks that CM Punk uh, uh, is not be able to win a UFC championship. So I think that CM Punk could stay from uh, 3 or 4 matches in UFC like the most. And the last thing that I have read about CM Punk in UFC is that his debut could be in January or February. It's not in or in December, not like he said before October or September that we are thinking about. No, he is going to do it after that 2015.
Librasox, one of our followers, says, "Hey there. Uh, finally, to the last question about professional pro wrestling is who is your favorite superstar
Of what?
of wrestling in general?"
My idol signs. I have child was Batista, but now that I have more years and I could see more wrestling, I think that it's impossible to choose my favorite wrestler because there are many wrestlers that have the things that I want. For example, I like the style of Chris Jericho and his moonsault. I like the strength of Batista, or I like the technical moves on Daniel Bryan. So it's too difficult for me to choose another person.
For me, my favorite wrestlers are AJ Lee, Roman Reigns, and Thrashman. The last
Yeah, no,
Triple
I
W
totally.
champion, because now is Lucas Scott. We will continue talking about the second season of New Spain Wrestling, okay? Um, if you becomes the NSW champion in the second season, how do you feel about that?
I think that it would be a thing that I want to do because it's like the post that I have never have in NSW. So I feel great. I feel better. I feel all the things
That's great.
should be.
And what do you think about uh, the I don't know how to say how what do you think about NSW now? I mean, uh, bad news Kagatua with the title in the box, Sarkis defeating Sabilillo, me in NSW Vendetta and being the new NSW champion, the 3XA defeating Stillman to retain the American Championship, Oscar stealing the mask to Muscat. What do you think about NSW now?
I think that the only thing that we could do with NSW now is to prepare another place to do wrestling, because I think that we don't have enough materials to do it the wrestling well. In my opinion, we must to increase our materials, to do it in other place, to try to do a tour.
Uh, some weeks ago, I wrote some some words that NSW Universe said to us, and one of them that he said that he was a very good fan of New Spain Wrestling. He said that we are extremes. What do you think about that? That we are extreme or we are not extreme?
I think that it's difficult because for another thing we know what we are doing. In my opinion, we are extreme, but it's too difficult to answer that because there are many points that we have to talk about to say what is extreme and what not extreme. Because there are some moves that are dangerous and we do it. And there are things that we do it. For example, doing a jumps around the top or superplex like powerbomb. I think that moves so are so dangerous, and yes, they are seen. But for another hand, there are moves that we are doing that we have practiced them for months, and we are doing well. So
And
yes,
do you like uh, to do all New Spain Wrestling shows in the stadium of NSW Vendetta?
could you repeat it? I don't understand anything of your question.
Would you like
Yeah.
NSW makes all his shows in the stadium of NSW Vendetta?
Yes, I would like, because
So,
I think that is the best place that we are fighting or wrestling there.
so,
The fight in the beach in the sand could be dangerous for us. Maybe it's half a point that say that we are extreme. So, but for other things, I prefer to stay in a
so
stadium.
if you were the boss of New Spain Wrestling,
Yeah.
eh, you will try to do it, to do all the shows in the stadium of NSW Vendetta.
Yes, I will try. I think that NSW could buy or could buy for a moment or for a moment for 1 day, 2 days, a little bit local to do that moves, that show. Uh, I mean, to rent. For
And
example, NSW could rent a local or stadium for wrestling for that show and record all.
uh, if if I, Sabilillo, propose you an Iron Man match against me
Yeah,
in an NSW show,
yeah.
what would you say? Yes or no?
Yes, I think that yes, because I'm more.
You could be better after the match.
Yeah, because I have enough strength to beat you in Iron Match.
That's great. Because Sabilillo, so I talk with Oscar and the 3XA
Yes.
about to do a triple threat match in an Ironman match because they said that they can do a very good match like Sarkis and me did in NSW Vendetta.
Yeah.
So I said then that if they wanted to do an Ironman match, Oscar against me against the 3XA, we can do it. They said that they want to do it, but I think that finally they don't want to do it because they can support uh, a very a very good match like that. What do you think about that? That finally it's going to happen or not?
What match? A triple match against 3XA Osgoskar and
And
you.
yes, but with the stipulation of an Ironman match.
Do you know that in Iron match it could be of 30 minutes or 1 hour?
Yes,
I don't know if they could wrestling for an hour.
that's okay. Uh, I think that if I do this match
Yeah.
against them, I'm going to win easier because I think they can't wrestler wrestle 1 hour uh,
Yeah, but
without.
you have to think that they are not one versus one. There are three people. He
Yes,
could beat you easy. He could support themselves to beat you.
yes, it's a good point. It's a very good point that
So it's
I
not.
haven't thought, but we can prove this match.
Yeah, I think that
The
it's
last question. The last question. To answer some questions of NSW universe. Okay. Uh, what to a person who is going to start practicing wrestling?
Could you repeat it, please? I don't have heard anything because there are technical problems here.
Okay, this is the last question, and we are going to answer the questions of NSW Universe. If a person
Yeah.
who has never practiced wrestling said to you that he is going wrestling, what would you say him?
I think that before practice wrestling, we have to know what are you going to do. Training a little bit for suffer the moves and taste the pain well because I think that there are people that could do wrestling and say that he don't want to do wrestling more because it's more painful than another things. So before I start, I think that this person have to know what is going to do.
That's great. So now we are going to start answer question NSW universe, so they can ask us questions. One of them, Joshua Ramirez, uh, asked us, why are we talking in English? Well, we are talking in English because all of our followers are from England or United States. They are all England people. So I prefer to talk in English and not to talk in Spanish because our followers can understand us. Uh, the same person asked, uh, what is this illegal wrestling? What do you think?
So what is this illegal wrestling?
Illegal wrestling.
I think that
I think if we are doing illegal wrestling or if we think that we practice illegal wrestling. What do you think about that?
it's difficult because how do you mean illegal? Illegal.
For me, it's not illegal wrestling because if you don't practice wrestling, you can never be a professional wrestler. So for me, it's not illegal wrestling. I don't know. He said that he want to wrestle. What do you think? He can wrestle with us or no?
I think that anyone could wrestle with us, but firstly have to know what we're doing and all the pain that we suffer.
And he said he says that he will pay for us to lose. It's funny. And now he's writing things that I will not to answer, like Hitler loves you or fuck you, so I will not to answer that. Um, Finally, Al
Yeah.
says us, what do you want to do in the second season of New Spain Wrestling?
All the things that I want, I think that if I can choose, I want to wrestle with all the wrestler of NSW company and win any championship.
That's great. Uh, One last thing, because uh, I need to answer that. Joshua Ramirez
Yeah.
says that wrestling sucks and Hitler made it. So I will to answer you because uh, wrestling is a good sport that I love and I love, we love. And if you don't like wrestling, you don't have to say that wrestling sucks because finally it's an opinion, and I can say that football sucks to you. So I think if I say that, you don't like to hear me because I'm saying that football sucks. So please don't say that wrestling sucks. And about Hitler made it stop because I think you like Hitler. And if you like that, you are a very silly person. What do you think about wrestling sucks, Al?
It's an opinion. He can say that he won. So it doesn't matter
I
to
don't know.
who say. I don't I don't have the matter.
I don't know. I think that he can say that wrestling sucks to his friend, but not to us because we love wrestling. I don't know. Finally, thank you very much, Al, to be part of the first NSW Backyard podcast.
Thank you to you.
We hope you can hear again. Something to say?
About the seven that's this life.
Eh? What?
You told me something to say, and I answered to you of this life.
Okay. Uh, so finally, I'm going to tell something to you, NSW Universe. We are now 40 followers. I think that we deserve, and I think we are going to have more followers in the second season. So I don't know. I hope see you on the second season. The second season is going to start in September with NSW Love Bites. We said that in NSW Vendetta. And the second show is going to be a Universal Onions Cup. The name was invented by the 3XA. And thank you, the 3XA, for give us a name to the show. And that's all. I'm going to say something to you because one of the matches of NSW Love Bites is going to be a 3-stage match. Me against Sarkis with the title, with the NSW Championship in line. So I think and I hope you can be very annoyed with that match. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, NSW, for follow us, and we will see you in the next show and in the next podcast. And I'm going to ask Sarkis or Oscar or the 3XA if they want to be the second person to appear in the NSW Backyard podcast. Thank you again, NSW Vendetta, NSW Universe. Bye.